Welcome to Tracy Kay Kids. Today's story is Samson and Delilah. It's taken from Judges 13 through 16. And there was a certain man of Zorah. His name was Maniah, and his wife was barren. She couldn't have any children. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. But I pray thee, drink not wine nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto God. And he shall deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. Now the Philistines hated the Israelites, and they were at war with them for over 40 years. And the woman bare a son, and called his name Samson. And the child grew, and the Lord blessed him. So Samson grew up, and when he went down to Timnah, he saw a Philistine woman. And he went back and he told his mother and his father, I've seen a woman of Timnah, of the Philistine women. Go down and get for me her, so I can get married. She can be my wife. Then the father and mother said to him, Is there not a daughter of our people that you may find a wife out of one of them? And Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleased me well. Then Samson and his mother and father went down to Timnah and came to the vineyards of Timnah, and behold, a young lion roared against him. And the Spirit of the Lord gave him power mightily, that he was able to kill the lion, and he had nothing in his hand. Then he went down and talked with the woman, and she pleased Samson well. Afterward, he went back toward the lion, and he saw a swarm of bees and honey inside the lion's belly. And he took thereof in his hands and went on eating, and came to his mother and father and gave them, and they did eat. But he told not them that he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion. Father and his mother went down, and Samson made there a feast. It was a group of 30 men that came down. And Samson said, Tell me an answer to my riddle, and I will give you 30 different sheets and 30 changes of clothes. But if you cannot declare it me, then you shall give me 30 sheets and 30 changes of clothes. And they said unto him, Put forth the riddle, and we will hear it. And he said unto them, Out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. And they could not in 3 days expound the riddle. And it came to pass on the 7th day that Samson's wife enticed her husband, that he would tell her the answer. And Samson's wife wept before him, Thou dost but hate me, and lovest me not. Thou hast put forth a riddle, and won't tell me the answer. So he said unto her, I have not told it to my mother or my father, but should I tell it to you? It came to pass on the 7th day that he told her. And then she told the riddle to the people, to her people. And the men of the city said unto him on the 7th day, And the men of the city said unto him before the sun went down, What is sweeter than honey, and what is stronger than a lion? And he said unto them, You have asked the woman for the secret, and she told it to you. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he went down to Ashkelon, and slew 30 men of them, and took their spoil, and gave their change of garments unto them which expounded the riddle. But it came to pass within a while after that, in the time of wheat harvest, that Samson visited his wife with a kid, and her father said, Verily, I thought that thou hatest her. Therefore I gave her to thy companion. And Samson said concerning them, Now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure. And Samson was upset, and he caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and turned tail to tail, and put a firebrand in the midst of the two tails. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go in the standing of the corn of the Philistines, and burned up both the shocks and also the standing corn, with the vineyards and the olives. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judah said, "Why are you come up against us?" And they answered, "To bind Samson are we come up." Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock, Edom, and said to Samson, "Knowest thou not that the Philistines are ruler over us? What is this that thou hast done?" And he said unto them, "As they did unto me, so have I done unto them." And they said unto him, "We are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver you into the hand of the Philistines." And Samson said unto them, "Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourself." And they spake unto him, saying, "No, but we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hand." And they bound him with 2 cords, which were really thick ropes, and brought him up from the rock. And when he came to Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon Samson again, and the cords that were on his arms, they fell off. And he found a jawbone, which was of a donkey. So Samson took the jawbone and killed 1,000 men. And it was told of the Gazites that Samson was there. So they lay wait for him all the night in the gate. Then they said, "In the morning we shall capture him." Then went Samson to Gaza, and saw there a sinful woman, and went in unto her. And Samson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city, and 2 posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass that there was a woman of Sorek, whose name was Delilah, and the Philistines came into her, and said, "Entice him, and see where his strength lieth, that we may prevail against him, and we will give thee 1,100 pieces of silver." So Delilah said to Samson, "Tell me, I pray thee, where thy strength lieth." And Samson said unto her, "If they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak as another man." And the lords of the Philistines brought it to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him there. And there was men lying in wait to go after Samson, and he brake that. When he woke up, he brake the withs, so his strength was still not known. Then Delilah said unto Samson, "Behold, thou hast mocked me. You told me lies. I pray thee, where is your strength from?" And he said unto her, "If they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then I shall be weak as another man." And Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, "The Philistines be upon thee, Samson, and lie in wait in the chamber, waiting to take you." Off the ropes from his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, "Thou hast mocked me and told me lies." And he said, "If thou weave the 7 locks of my head, or my hair, with a web, then I'll be weak." So she did what he had said. She bound his hair up like a web. His weakness did not leave. And she says, "You do not love me. You mocked me 3 times and hast not told me where your strength lies." And she pressed on him daily where his strength was coming from. After listening to her for a whole week, he finally told her the truth. "There has never been a razor that's come upon mine head, for I'm a Nazarite from God, from my mother's womb. But if my hair gets shaven or cut off, I'll become weak like any other man." And Delilah saw that he had told her the truth, and she sent and called for the Philistines. "Come up once, for he had told me the truth about where his strength lies." They brought money with them into their hand and gave it to her. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks off of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, "The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. Wake out of your sleep." And he thought he was still strong as the other times, but he didn't realize that his strength had left him. But the Philistines took him, put out his eyes, so they blinded him, and brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass and put him in a prison. But over the length of time, his hair started to grow back. They gathered him together because they were going to mock him in front of other people. And they wanted to praise their God, not the true God, but theirs. And when their hearts were merry, they called for Samson, and they wanted to make a sport of him. And they took him out of the prison house and set him between pillars. And it was a big old area, and thousands of Philistines attended. And Samson asked the lad or the young boy to tie him between two pillars, where the pillars supported the house, full of men and women. And there was upon the roof about 3,000 men and women. And they began to mock Samson. And Samson called unto God and asked for some strength, that if the Lord would give him strength just once. And Samson took of the two middle pillars on the house, and he knelt down with all of his might and pulled at them pillars, and they fell upon all the Philistine people, where they died. Slew more people in his death, his enemies, the enemies of the Israelite people, of the men of Judah. And Samson slew the people by just knocking down the pillars, because the house came down upon all the Philistine people. And all his brethren came up to bury him between Zorah and Eshtaol, and the burying place of Manasseh his father. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like this video and consider subscribing for future videos. Thank you.